friends, and welcome to episode 5 of the Kiddo Ditto Krafts podcast. We have changed locations to see how that goes. I felt like there was maybe too much going on in the background. We still have a cat present, so that's covered. And the light might be a little better, maybe. I mean, I do have some fun sun coming in. It's late afternoon here. But we'll see. We'll roll with it. My name is Kira. I am a knitter, painter, sewist, crafter, living with my husband and 2 cats. This is William Blake. William Blake? No? Okay. And then Nobody is our other cat. And my husband is a mathematician and a baker. So we're always up to something around here. At some point, he will be coming home, my husband. The cats are always home. There's no escaping them. And he'll probably be baking something, so there might be some clattering going on off camera. Anyway, let's see. I'm excited to share with you this week that I'm now Bistitchual, which means that I can knit and I can crochet. I taught myself how to crochet this last week, and I'm kind of obsessed, so let's just forge on ahead. We will ignore the current events this week. Although, if you missed Amanda Gorman's recital of her poem at the inauguration, seriously stop this video and go find that on YouTube somewhere, because that's pretty cool. And before, of course, we dive into finished objects, is the light doing weird things? It looks like it's doing weird things on the camera. Sorry about that. I don't know what's wrong with the light in here. At some point, I'll probably... Oh, that's terrible. It just keeps going blue and whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry. Finished objects, that's what I was talking about. I'm wearing my Ghost Horses sweater. The pattern is by Caitlin Hunter, Boylan Knitworks, and the yarn is Robin's Promise. She's a dyer based in Williamsburg, and the colorways used are Mockingbird Breast, that's the kind of gray, and then Pheasant Crown is the kind of green. So you can see the little horsies on the yoke. I love this sweater. This is the same designer who designed the Sapilla sweater, which I'll be talking about later. So, and then first finished object, my now and next socks are done. Again, they're a little, they fit a lot better than my last heel and gusset, heel flap and gusset socks, but they're still a little baggy. So figuring it out, it's not worth it to me to keep doing heel flap and gussets. Will you stop with your tail? Seriously. I did see on the Bearded Pearl, Justin, I think, was adding some short rows before he started his heel. So there's kind of a gusset, and I think that might be perfect because my heels tend to slip off, and so I need a little extra room, but not quite as much as a whole gusset. I don't know. I'm figuring it out. I'll continue to figure it out. So that's my first finished object of the episode. You know what it is? My hair. It's probably my red hair. Every time I turn my head, it like messes with the color. Anyway, what are you gonna do? This is not a professional operation here. Other finished objects, I guess I'll start with knitting. Then we'll get to crochet. So you saw the socks, and then I finished the little baby dress. Oh, and it's all washed, blown out. Keep it back here. This is the Kelsey dress. Designer is Kelly Menzies. It's in Mosaic Moon, tartan worsted. And of course, that's a good representation of the color. It's really pretty. And it's got some really nice little lace detailing in here. This is like, I don't know baby sizes, but I think this is like a 12-month. So the baby who is yet to join us will not get to wear it for a little while, but hopefully they'll get to enjoy it. It's such a pretty color. I hope they like it. So I'll be dropping that off this weekend on their doorstep. Now, crochet. So I got some super cheap crochet hooks on Amazon because I was like, well, low investment. If I hate it, so what? But I kind of love it. So I made, out of my lotus and aloe colorways of that organic cotton by Blue Sky Fibers, I've made a few things. I've made a couple of little coasters. So cute! I should probably show, so like obviously my crochet is not perfect, like there's weird wonky stuff going on. I'm figuring it out, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. This one has a coffee stain on it already. This is my first one. It actually turned out better than this one. I don't know what happened, but I think I was loose and then I got tighter in my gauge. I don't know. This has all happened in the last week, so I'm figuring it out. I actually started with a couple of scrubbies. These are super scrubby dishcloths. That pattern is by Kelly in Cleveland. Easy pattern to start with. There's some baubles, which the baubles are fun. I much preferred crocheting baubles than knitting baubles, that's for sure. So I have one of these that's in use in this color. And then, yeah, so then these are farmhouse style coasters by Michelle of the Painted Hinge. This is the aloe color. This is the lotus color. So I'm gonna make a few more of these because I've got 2 of them now. And then I tried to start with the bowl cozy. That was a bad idea. I could not figure out magic loop or crocheting in the round to save my life. So did this, then I got a feel for the kind of the structure of crochet. But whenever I microwave food in my bowls, the bowls we have, it's super hot, so I've been using bar rags to hold the bowl. But now I have a cute little bowl cozy. My husband's like, why do you need that? I'm like, you don't understand. I have to use bar rags. They're ugly. So there's this cute little thing. Those are my finished crocheted objects, all from since I think Tuesday, and it's now Saturday. So yeah, fell down a little bit of a rabbit hole on the crochet front there. And I am not, there's no end in sight at this point. I have a work in progress I can't wait to share with you. Also finished objects in Sewing Land. I'm going to insert a picture because if I move the camera to show you my sewing machine cover that has been altered to actually fit the sewing machine, it's going to screw everything up. So insert photo here. And that looks much, much nicer. And then using that same fabric, I made myself a little crochet hook. Obviously, it's not professional at all. A little crochet hook caddy with one of these cute little buttons. Oh my gosh. I kind of like to store it like this because otherwise all my crochet hooks fall out of the bottom. I can sew. So on the inside, I kind of did some, I guess you could call that quilting. I don't know. It's not quilting. It's just patchwork stuff. And then some elastic for my crochet hooks. So that was a fun little project. Oh, I used some fun stitches on my sewing machine. I don't know if you can see on the bottom there. It's the first time I've ever used a stitch that wasn't your straight on basic boring stitch. Other finished objects, sewing related. I finished my do-it-yourself denim skirt. It's hard to show it. There. It's a mini skirt, and it doesn't fit me. I might have been able to get a bigger size out of the fabric I had, but like this is all that's left of it. So and I'm not sure what pieces those were that I cut out. If they were the backs and sides, then maybe I could have got a bigger size, but the way it was a vintage piece of fabric that I got from my pen pal Becky, and I tried a bunch of different things, and I think it's been so long since I cut it out, I think I ended up having to cut a smaller size to get it all to fit. So at the moment it doesn't fit me, but I am working on reducing my personal equity, as the Knitmore girls would call it. So maybe in a few months I can get it to fit. Yeah. I may or may not insert an embarrassing photo of myself here of me trying to squeeze into this thing and how unattractive it is. But it's gonna be super cute. So I'm such a sloppy seamstress. Like, the waistband wasn't quite working. I had to redo it a couple of times. It's clearly not nice and flat, so it never is gonna be that way. Oh, the fun pocket lining. Here, I'll just show you that's what the back of the fabric looks like. So it's lined. Nope. It's lined with that fabric. Isn't that pretty? That's also some vintage fabric I got from Becky. She had some cool stuff in her fabric stash. Anyway, that's an aspirational project. But it's done, and I got to check it off on my Make 9. And then I finished my Nitty Kitty bag, which is very exciting. I also finished a swatch for my beauty school sweater. And I realized I need to go pick up a new set of tips and cables, because this down here is a size 3, this over here is a size 2, and this is a size 1, and I got gauge on size 1. And of course I don't have a size 1 in cables that are long enough to make this. So anyway, but it's gonna be super cute, and look at how perfectly it matches with the bag. This is the bag this is the same fabric that I made a skirt out of that inspired the sweater. So I've got all my yarn in there. It fits a sweater quantity, and it has a cute little zip top, and I love it. I'm very excited. I also had enough scraps left over to make myself a mask, so I'm going to put my little swatch back in there. I'm not sure when I'm actually going to start this, because again, I need the needles. But yeah, the bag is done. Okay, so those are all my finished objects, lots of little things, but I'm very excited about all of them. Last crocheted item of the day. This is the Winter Opulence, like trivet pot holder thing. The pattern is by Kirsten Holloway. By the way, all the crochet patterns I've mentioned are free, or they have free versions, so I'll link to all those, of course, in the show notes. But this is the Winter Opulence, hopefully you can kind of see it, pot holder. It's got a lot of fun stuff going on, and I'm having some gauge issues. I'm hoping it'll block out. Things usually do. I'm also, like, obviously I'm a week into crocheting, so I like missed a bunch of chains, and so I've kind of been, you know, finagling it as I go. So it's not perfect. At this point, this is supposed to be almost perfectly round. I think on the next row, it will round out a little more. And then this is supposed to lie flat. Anyway, it's kind of a mess at the moment, but it'll be fun. It'll be a fun little decorative piece, and it's really fun to do different, I love how sculptural crochet is. So it's fun to do all the different stitches on each row. So very much enjoying that. I highly recommend crochet. It feels less practical, although I think this little bowl cozy is pretty practical. like more decorative. Crochet feels more decorative and more kitschy to me. So it's definitely like, I think, depending on the person, less giftable, depending on the project. I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited about it though, because it kind of fits with my aesthetic, I think, as far as accessories and things. And there's also some gorgeous garments that you can find on Ravelry for crochet. So anyway, I'm just excited to have opened up a whole new avenue of fiber craft. So that's one. Oh, and then the other current work in progress that is actually on the needles is my Sapilla. Sad story about the Sapilla. Move over so you can see William Blake's cute little face. I frogged it, but I'm not too sad about that, because so what ended up happening was on my second ball of yarn, it started pooling like crazy because I was not alternating skeins, which is why you should alternate skeins, particularly with indie dyed yarn. And then this was on the body, so I was in kind of a stockinette wasteland on the body, and I wanted to, the cat is just not cooperating. I'm just going to cover up his little face. Sorry. I needed a break from all that stockinette, so I started the sleeves, and the contrast on the color work on the sleeves was amazing compared to the color work on the yoke. And it's because, yeah, I think I have the right balls here. When I wound up my skeins, there were two balls that were basically identical color-wise on the green, and then there was one that was more of a grassy green, and it looked a little brighter. And I thought that that would be really pretty with the gold. However, it reduced the contrast quite a bit. And you could still kind of see the pattern, but not like you could on this sleeve that I had started. So I'll show you the two balls. You might be able to tell this is the brighter one. This is the darker one. I'm not sure how well that shows up on camera, but I can tell looking at them. Yeah, you can tell from back here. This one's much darker and this one's much brighter. I don't know if you're seeing that or if my crazy eyes are seeing that. But anyway, with the pooling and with me realizing how, like, I wasn't unhappy with the yoke the way it was, but when I saw what it could be, which is way closer to what I had imagined, I was like, I've already, I've put 3 weeks into this, but it would be a waste not to start over. So here we go again. I have like 3 rows on the rolled hem on the cuff or on the neck. So yeah, I've been crocheting to avoid this, and I'll pick it back up soon. It's a really fun chart. I really like Caitlin Hunter's work, obviously. So yeah, I will be getting that done. It's just going to be a longer project. I'll probably cast something else on, like, I still want to cast on my sushi. It's not sushi. Shushui. I'll be casting on that shrug probably very soon just to try and get my knitting mojo back, which leads us into next objects, which I have to dig out. Ugh. This was my first Nitty Kitty bag. You can see it does not have interfacing. It's very floppy. So it's now a sock bag. My next sock cast on is going to be the Christmas Tree Socks by Alessandra Parsons. It's a free pattern, and it'll go on my box of Christmas socks, and it's going to be in this gorgeous colorway. There goes the cat. This is Indian Summer, custom dyed for Twisted You in Alexandra Art of Yarn Silverton. It's her Silverton base. So, get away from my computer, you. So, I'll be making some socks out of that. And that will be nice to have another pair of socks on the needles. And here comes my husband. Okay, and we're back. Jamie just got back from a run, so he made himself a beer mosa, which sounded like a good idea. I went on a run today too, so beer mosa for me also. Okay, so I was talking about my Christmas tree socks. I am a little over socks right now, so I'll probably cast on my sushi. Yeah, we'll just go with sushi. My sushi shrug. I'll probably cast that on next. Yeah. Oh, and then something in the more craft realm that I wanted to talk about coming up is letter mow. Every February, I'm not sure who's behind it, but the same folks host it every year. It's letter writing month, where the challenge is to write, send a piece of mail every day for 24 days of the month of February. Now, the 24 days is because Sundays are technically not postal days, and then there's President's Day, which is also a postal holiday, U.S. postal holiday. So, so 24 pieces of mail. I've been writing letters and had regular pen pals like since I was a kid, and then kind of off and on, and then my oldest pen pal, who I've mentioned before, her name is Becky, she and I have been writing like as long as Jamie and I have been married, which is 10 years, so pen paling has been a part of my life for a long time. And I wanted to share some of the things that I am planning on sending, or maybe hopefully give you some inspiration to send some mail this month in February. So yeah, I like to make letters or envelopes out of old calendars. I have this super cool envelope punch maker thing, where you take it gives you a bunch of different measurements, and it'll tell you like what the final envelope dimensions will be, which is great. I think it's 3.5 by 5 is the smallest, which I think is an index card size, the smallest thing you can send in the mail. Don't quote me on that, but do be aware some of these are not mailable, I don't think. Yeah, some of them are too small. So, but it comes with a little scoring thing, and I'll put a link to the Amazon listing on that for this if you're interested. But I've made, all those free calendars that like your aunts and uncles and grandparents all end up with. I don't know how. At the end of every year, they always give them to me, which is great because then I make these cool cards or envelopes. So there's a whole bunch. This is all just from one calendar. So I've already got, I have a huge stash of envelopes and stationery and whatnot, but these are nice for just sending, like if you don't have a specific card, if you just want to send a little note and some stuff. I also like there's like little envelopes, gift envelopes and things you can mail. Fancy Tiger Crafts, which is actually where I got my Nitty Kitty fabric from. They're based in Denver. I ordered it online. They had a really cute, I don't think this is how it goes, but they had a really cute envelope that I just cut up, and I'm planning on using some washi tape to seal the bottom and the top, and then you can stick use a label to stick addresses and things. So you can use things like that. I have been known to use donut bags and fast food bags. This is the beer that I'm drinking right now. You know how like beer caddies, those paper beer caddies have like really cool designs on them? You can cut those out and send them as oversized postcards. Check the postage on that. So there's lots of things you can use to make, you don't have to like go out and buy stationery, because stationery is expensive. But there's also the dollar store. So the dollar store is selling all kinds of stuff. They even have yarn, cotton and acrylic yarn for, it must be 50 gram skeins. I looked at them briefly, and I logged it away for future baby knits although babies like wool too. They're just hand washed. That's sometimes an issue for people. But for crochet projects, things you're not going to wear, hell yeah, I'm there. So dollar store has they're expanding their craft section. I love the dollar store. So I got some little letter stickers that are kind of Valentine's Day colors. I got some Harry Potter Valentines that I'm going to send. They're all these cute little chibi Harry Potter Valentines and stickers. And then you have cute little Harry on front. I might use that for something. Who knows? Anyway, mail art is super fun. Sending and receiving mail is super fun. So that's something that I will be getting involved in the next month for sure. And I encourage you to as well. Of course, you don't have to participate in Lettermo. You can just send a postcard to a friend or a family member. It's a great way to connect to people. And everyone loves getting mail. Yeah, I love getting mail. So kind of along those lines, my to-watch recommendation is actually a longtime pen pal of mine. Her name is Tara. She goes by Pterodactyl. And her channel is Dactyl Life. And she started this channel a long time ago. She's got tons of subscribers. And when she started it, I was not into watching YouTube podcasts because my job at the time required my visual attention, so I was all audio. But I mean, I could have put a video podcast on it. But what she does specifically is very visual. So she does mail art, and she has some really fun like pen organization videos and product reviews, and but that's a great place to get started if you want some inspiration, because she uses anything and everything, and she has no qualms about where her materials come from. So, she has an amazing eye too. Her designs are great. I love getting envelopes and letters from her. They're all like, even what she writes on, like the paper she writes on, she embellishes. Like, she's amazing. So I will put a link to Dactyl Life in the show notes as well. And I believe that is everything for this week. Yeah, just a lot of little stuff. I'm looking through all my notes here. Yeah. The kitties have been happy. Jamie's still baking. He's got some sourdough starter over there that's like out of control. I'm ready for him to make some bread. Anyway, that's that for this week. I hope that the end of the month has treated you better maybe than the first of the month did. First half of the month. The weather here has been insane. It was like freezing and windy earlier this week, and now it feels like spring again. California, what can you do? Yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon. I hope you enjoyed this episode. My hope is that it's something that you can have on in the background and maybe give you some company while you're crafting as well. And yeah, so enjoy the rest of your week and the start of your February, and I will talk to you later. Bye!